Bureau. Yolett McPhee-McCuin is the women's head basketball coach at Ole Miss, more affectionately known as Coach Yo, and her team is getting set for a matchup with Northern Iowa in the semifinals of the women's NIT. If they were to win that game, they would meet either Rice or Delaware in the championship game on Sunday afternoon. Coach Yo, first of all, congratulations on the postseason success. And second, how are you feeling? I know that so many people have dealt with COVID. You have been dealing with that for the last couple of weeks. You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. The COVID is tough. I admire my players even more that have experienced it and bounced back and played the season after. But I'm out of quarantine, practiced with the team today. It felt good being back out there with them.
I know it had to feel good. I'm wondering what it felt like for you while you're, one, dealing with COVID, but two, trying to follow along your team playing in the postseason. And I know you wanted to be in the NCAA tournament. I saw you tweet the other day that's next. That's the next step. Mm-hmm. Did it feel like kind of an out-of-body experience? That's your team. Those are your guys out there, mm-hmm. and you can't be with them.
Yeah, technology is incredible. So all the way up to the game, I was with the girls, So they had me mic'd up from home. So, I would stop practice, run practice, meet with my coaches on Zoom, come up with the game plan, make sure it's being executed, the whole nine. Was able to do that from my bedroom. So I still felt like I was involved. Obviously, no leader wants to leave their troops by them. Essentially kind of like by themselves or not be in the war with them. But sometimes you have to, sometimes the captain is not out in the field with them. And I have complete trust in my staff and in my players to do what was asked for them to do. And they did that, and I'm so proud and glad now that we can get some type of normalcy back. But it was tough. It's not easy. Went through a tremendous amount of emotions, but at the end of the day, just really glad that I'm back with them.
Were you able to watch via video stream the actual games as they were happening?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was able to watch what was going on. And then at halftime, I would speak with the coaches and the team. So I was as involved as I could be,
So the restrictions were a little looser on this, and you being able to communicate with them during the game. I remember this conversation from back. I
can't communicate during the game. Please don't say that. I can't.
Oh no. Okay, I misunderstood what you were saying then.
Yeah, no, not during the game. While the game is going on, I was watching like the other fans were, and cheering and biting my nails and pacing around the room just like everybody else.
That's what I was wondering. Was it one of the more nerve-wracking experiences for you to have to watch it that way?
Oh, yeah. It was awful. It was awful because usually during the game, I'm out there with them, and my players, for me, I don't know how people run their program, but for me, there's a sense of calmness when I'm out there with my players, and so just not to be out there, it was tough because you want to be able to be there for them, help control the game, let them know it's going to be okay if it gets a little crazy, and you're not able to do any of those things. But at the same time, honestly, it was beautiful to watch because I was able to watch my team and my coaches do what they've been preparing to do all year, and that's just continue with the game plan.
Visiting with Coach Yo, the Ole Miss women's basketball coach, her team getting set for a semifinal WNIT game against Northern Iowa. And I'd like to maybe transition away specifically from this game in the WNIT.
Okay.
The journey of this season that has had so much because of COVID and other things that have gone on along the way. What has this year been like?
I mean, this year has been like no other. Any team, any program that has made it through COVID season deserves just a pat on the back, if that's the least that you can do. Because the players, the coaches, administration, all involved. I mean, it really took a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice from everybody, the families, the husbands, the wives, the children. I mean, I can't tell you what inside a restaurant looks like because I hadn't gone since season started. You know, my players can't tell you what a house party is like because they can't go, you know. So, like, we have made tons of sacrifices this year. And our players, in one light, has been robbed from a college experience for a year. You know, everyone that went to college went to a party or a football game or something like that. And we had so many restrictions and we had to be so careful and make so many sacrifices to get through the season. So for us to be able to play right now is rewarding because if not, it's like you're doing this in vain, you know?
Yeah.
If you're going to make the sacrifices, you want something out of it. So hopefully us cutting down nets on Sunday will fulfill that.
Visiting with Coach Yo, talk to me about program building. You come in and you take over a program that was, if we're just being candid, it was in a bad place. You win 9 games in year 1. You win 7 games in year 2 and have to go through that winless conference season. But it felt like you started to turn the corner this year. 4 wins in the conference, 11th in the SEC. You get the postseason opportunity. What's your philosophy when it comes to building a program? Not a team, but a program.
Yeah. First of all, when you're building a program, you just can't skip steps. All right. When I took the job over, like you said, the program was really in a disarray. So first of all, you have to assess what's going on. And so you can assess in a couple of months. So you kind of got to assess as you go through the season. And that's what I was able to do. Was able to get in a couple fifth-year transfers. We were able to have success because of it. But other than that, I knew in order for us to make steps forward, we were going to have to make a sacrifice for a season. And so that was here, too. We had to stop bringing in one-year kids. We needed time to be able to recruit and get the type of players we felt to come in and we would want to build a program with. So even though we didn't get the wins in year 2, we were winning because we signed the number 1 recruiting class in the SEC. And then in the offseason, we got the number 1 transfer. And then we got, so we were putting in a lot of work. So now we're in year 3, the players show up. There's a maturation phase that they have to go through. There is a experience phase that they have to go through. And so they needed to experience all of that, okay, before we can start to win. And so if this was a regular season, they would have had 13 games to do it. We only had 6. So we had to get 7 more games of experience from somewhere, okay? And where was that? That was SEC play. So,
it's just the most difficult league in America, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, by the time you saw us having success, it was in game 13. Well, now it's right on time. So, all of that ended up working out. That's why I'm glad we're still playing. We needed to play more games. We needed to get that experience, and, just grateful to still be bouncing the ball at this point in the season.
Well, for the first time in a long time, frankly, people are taking notice again of Ole Miss women's basketball.
And
You're doing a great job. We wish you nothing but the best over hopefully these next 2 games. Hope it does end in cutting down the nets, and I know the future is bright. You're excited about it, and other folks are as well. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it, and hopefully we could be talking about a championship in